anyway. Is that recording? Perfect. So we're recording this. We're going to throw it on YouTube. Don't turn around and look at the camera, and your face won't be on YouTube. Okay, that's the deal. And it's on recording that I said that. So a little bit about me. I founded 1330 Creative with my husband. I'm Meta certified, so I actually went through Meta and got certifications to say that I know that what I'm actually talking about. And then this is an ad that I ran. This is back in 2022 for an entirely different business than my marketing company because I wanted to show you something real and tangible in a real brick and mortar business. I spent $16,442.98 on ads, Facebook ads, and I profited revenue $171,000. So that's like a 1,000% ROI.
And you're for hire, right?
Yes. Yes. Please hire me. If you would like to be hired, go see that man right there and he'll sign you up. Okay. So I want to show you that it actually works and that's real tangible stuff. So what I did there is I had a photography studio. I ran real ads to an offer. That's one of the things that we do when we run ads is we're running ads to nothing. There's no call to action. There's no, I need you to take this, do this thing for me. I need you to book an appointment, blah, blah, blah. I ran ads to a specific offer. People came in my company and they spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 with me each over and over and over again. So I wanted to show real tangible results. So why do we use Facebook ads? We use Facebook ads because it is incredibly affordable. I know you said it was really expensive.
Well, when I say it was the marketing agency.
Gotcha. Yep.
Ad spend is ad spend.
Yep.
Just depends on how much you want to spend.
Right? Exactly.
But yeah, the marketing. And I was really happy with the company I was working for and everything, but it was pricey.
It was pricey. Yeah. I think any agency is going to be a little bit pricey, but we can talk about that.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to
make
sure.
Take pictures of all of it, any of it. Okay. So, and like I said, this is going on YouTube, so you guys will be able to pull it up later and regurgitate all of it. So it's cost effective. So we can reach all of Cody with about $5 a day. That's super cheap and easy. Precise targeting. We can get our targeting so specific. So if you want to reach homeowners who are in luxury homes who want a water feature in their backyard, right? Or business owners who want something in their business or whatever, we can target that incredibly specifically and hit that client. And then analytics. You can break the Facebook ads platform. You can break down each step of the funnel that you're pulling them through. Is everybody familiar with what a sales funnel is? Does anybody need me to explain that? Okay. I don't have my
quick, just because
I
know
no, you're good.
Is, but I want to
a marker, thank you.
Refresh.
So I'm going to show you not a Facebook funnel, but a sales funnel is. So anytime you've ever bought something, whether it's a car, a house, a shirt, you went through the sales funnel. So you saw it, whatever it was, and it caught your attention, the house, the car, the shirt, and you're like, I like that. So you were aware of it and you considered it. Awareness, consideration, and then action, right? So you saw the shirt, the house, the car, you became aware of it, you considered purchasing it, you went through that mental process of, do I have the $20 for the shirt? Do I really want the $400 payment for the car? And then you took action and you bought it. This is a very simplified version. But with the analytics that are within Facebook, we can put a custom conversion at each one of these stages and say, this many people got here, this many people converted into the consideration stage, and this many people took action. Because then I need to reach 25 homeowners to get one sale. Then I need to reach 25 prom students to sell one prom dress. And if you have that data, then you know what it costs to reach that number, so you know how much money to put in the engine, so you know how much to get out at the bottom. And so that's the sales funnel. Mm-hmm. So the analytics and Facebook lets you track that finitely, very specifically. So that's why we use Facebook ads. And that's why we use the ads manager, not boosting, because boosting, you can't see all of that. So the pixel, who knows what the pixel is?
I know of the pixel.
Cool! Yeah! Okay,
I was literally just having a conversation about the pixel this morning.
The pixel. So this is actually the pixel that goes on our website. I literally pulled it off of Facebook so you could see what it looks like. It's a little faded there, but that's our Facebook pixel for 1330 Creative. The pixel is a piece of code that goes on your website to track all of these individual things. Who has a website? You don't have a website.
Yeah.
We have to fix
Oh,
that.
well, that's work.
Yeah.
But that's our work.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so who's happy with their website? Who gets traffic on their website? Meh. All right. So good. As long as you have a website and we can use it, we're going to put this pixel on there and we're going to track every single conversion through this entire sales funnel. So let's say you have a landing page for a project that you're doing, like a promotion. Maybe it's 10% off or buy two, get one or something, right? Whatever that promotion is, we're going to track anybody who landed on that page, anybody who converted to the thank you page, and anybody that actually gave you money in the end. And so those numbers are really important to have, and that Pixel allows us to track those actions on the website to know if the marketing that we're doing actually on Facebook is working to bring money into the business on the back end. Does that all make sense? Do anybody have questions about the Pixel or the sales funnel? No? Okay.
And the pixel is totally tracking. The pixel is all about tracking the activity on the website
Correct.
and giving you analytics.
Correct.
That's it in a nutshell.
Well, you can't set up custom conversions without it either. You can't, if you're getting a lot of traction on your website, but you're not getting any sales, like people calling and saying, oh, I found you online, blah, 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 then putting the pixel on there allows you to retarget those people as well. So there's a lot of examples of how the pixel is going to allow you to hit the right people again, right? So if you've got 100 people a month on your website and you're not retargeting them, that's a miss, because that's, I don't know what your numbers are, but I mean, if you can get one project for every 25 people on your website, you just missed out on 4. Right? So those are important numbers to know. And if we don't know them, we can't apply them.
Does it work, say, with the Facebook marketing and the ads, the Facebook ads? So say you're doing a Facebook ad and it's directing them to, say, whatever landing page on your website.
Correct.
And then they go into the website and doing all the things. Is the pixel capturing how they got to your website? If that ad spend on your social media marketing got them there, that pixel is tracking where they came from to see if that ad is doing what you want to get traffic to your site.
Yep, it's going to show you. So I would also recommend setting up Google Analytics, because then you can see it from both sides, right? So you can see it from Google Analytics that traffic came from a Facebook ad, and it'll say Facebook advertising, paid Facebook. And then it'll say on the Facebook ads manager, which we'll go through that together, it'll say that this came from this ad. You got this many landing page views, or whatever the objective is, right? We're going to talk about objectives too. So you'll be able to see it from both sides. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? You had one. Did you have one? No. So everybody gets the Facebook pixel. Everybody gets the sales funnel.
Just a general question.
Okay.
Comparing between Google and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like Instagram is getting more popular than Facebook, and Google is used for, everybody uses Google. How do you know where to spend the money?
Both.
Both Google and Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, in Facebook, when I say Facebook, it's Meta as a whole. So any Facebook and Instagram. I'm just looping them into one bundle of Facebook, because we all know what Facebook is. But we need to be doing both, because if somebody's searching on Google, we want to capture that search and put our business in number 1. And so if you guys want, I can teach a Google Ads class next.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's solved then. But we really want to do both. We really want to do both, because those are 2 different audiences. And marketing 101 is you go where your audience is. Well, one, you have to know who your audience is to know where they are. But my generation, we're on Facebook and we Google everything. So,
but also TikTok is becoming pretty huge.
TikTok is becoming pretty huge. We actually had a meeting yesterday how we're going to implement it here so that I can then do it for clients. So I agree with you. So one of the things we can do is, for example, event promotion with the Pixel. So if you have an event coming up, put a landing page on your website for that event and then retarget those people because they landed there. Without the Pixel, you can't do that, right? So get more information on our landing page, because then people, there's no obligation. They're just reading more information about the event, but then you know they're interested. You can retarget them because of the Pixel. And then you can retarget them forever for the next event. Right? And then the next event, and you just grow that list of people who have been previously interested in your services. So like a boutique, Courtney, can use the Facebook Pixel to track users who look at the sales page, right? So if you had a prom page set up, you can track those people and send them a coupon, save 10%, or come in with your friend and buy one, get one 10% off, whatever that is. Then you get 2 sales for the price of 1. And then, of course, local audience engagement. And then I'm also going to talk about geo-targeting. very specifically, people who've been in a very specific spot. I really like to use geo-targeting for trade shows because I can literally pinpoint the address of the trade show and then run ads to everybody who was there for 30 days.
Quick question.
Yep.
On that with the pixel, and the redirect, retarget.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so is that how you're accomplishing? If somebody goes to your website, hits the page, whatever. Now, is that where this all comes and they went to your website and in 4 hours they're thumbing through Facebook and your ad pops up?
Yep. You ever been talking about something and all of a sudden the ad shows up?
Oh yeah, it's
Yep.
constant.
That's called retargeting.
Okay.
That is all retargeting. So that we want to use that, right? I mean, multi-billion-dollar companies are using it. Why wouldn't we use it for our small business?
It's creepy, and now we need to be creepy.
Yes. And I love that you, as the only man in the room, is the one that said that.
Yeah, right. Now we're all
It's true.
Yeah, now we're all creeps. Okay. So when we go, now I'm going to talk about building the actual ad. You want to go through Ads Manager. I'm going to show you how to get to Ads Manager when I'm done with the presentation part. I'm hoping we have a whole 30 minutes to build an ad together. But the objectives I want to focus on for you guys, because I think it's what will benefit, right? Like tourists walking down the street or things like that to get people into your business, even locals. So we're going to focus on traffic ads. We're going to focus on engagement ads. And we're going to focus on lead ads. So when you go into the Ads Manager, it's going to say, which objective do you want? So traffic is for, I want them to land on this page. This page is important. Traffic is what I would use for go check out our events page. These are people who are interested in events so that we can retarget them on the back end. Engagement means you want them to, like you guys, how many of you saw the event ad for this course? Cool.
Like,
Right. Yeah, good. That means it works. So the idea behind that was an engagement ad because I wanted people to show interest in the event. Because as soon as somebody clicks interested on that event, they get every single post that I put in there as a notification. So that's, I wanted the engagement ad. And a leads ad is where we want to track through custom conversions, which is why you need the pixel, somebody who is interested, get more information about Wink Academy, put in your information, I'll email it to you. We would want to see that conversion to the thank you page as a lead. And so that's the lead ad. And we would run that very specifically on purpose so that we have an action and a email address. Now we can market to them all we want because we got them. And then now we can track each step of that.
You can't remove yourself from emails.
You can.
You can?
Yeah. If you don't have
I get junk emails all the time. It's like,
yeah. Well,
just clear down to the bottom, look for that little tiny unsubscribe.
yeah, you have to. What is it?
The FCC is actually cracking down on that. There are a lot of them that link actually doesn't go anywhere. That's now against the law, and so technically, if you have an email, it has to be.
Yeah, if you're working with us, we're going to follow FCC rules, hands down. We will not do any shady, gray tactics. We're not going to do it. Targeting. So we have our objective, whatever your objective is in your mind is, and now targeting. Who is our client? And how specific do we want to get with our targeting when we are putting their like age, their location, their income level, all those things? How finite do we want to get? For businesses local to Cody, like in town Cody, I would say just put that you want people in Cody and leave it alone. Less is more. Let Facebook do its thing. Like Facebook has put billions of dollars behind this, right? Cody is such a small market. We don't have to get super specific with our targeting. Let the algorithm do its thing. Yours, on the other hand, we might want to get more specific, right? Because you have a client base that's going to be very specific.
And I have local visions and I have national visions. So.
Cool. Yeah.
Kind of. We'll talk sometime.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Don't leave without making an appointment now.
Okay.
All right. So this is more on targeting. So this is that geo-targeted. How many people are at the rodeo every night during the summer? How many of them are tourists?
Yeah, she works at the rodeo, so she knows.
Yeah. Hundreds of people.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Most of them tourists, right? If we want tourists in our shops, which, I marketed this class as a Get the Tourist class, so I'm going to hit on that. Why would you not target the rodeo grounds and hit every single one of them every night from 5 to 10 p.m.? Just target that location. You're getting all the tourists with that one thing, right? I don't know how that would benefit Wink Academy, but I mean, people could come here to go to school and not live here.
Services for the community.
There you go. There you go.
Come in and get a pedicure.
Yep.
I was say, don't tell me there's not a cowgirl out there who doesn't
Right.
want her nails done cutesy and her feet done.
Yep, exactly.
Her hair done or whatever.
We're busy in the summer because
There you go.
we have people come in and get services
Yep.
from the students.
Yep. So
Helps the
target
students and
the rodeo grounds, or target the home and garden show that's happening in 2 weeks, or those types of things. Like hit the exact place where you know all of your clients are fixing to be, all in one place, and you can actually limit the ad to the time. Right, so we want to show the ads for the rodeo. We want to show them during the day when the cowboys are practicing. That's not when everybody's there. We want to show them from 5 to 10 every night, right? And we can designate that. When you are putting in your detailed targeting, anything you put in the first box is going to be additive. So if I want moms and I want dads and I want and everything you put in here, you can put 25 things in here is it's adding, it's making that audience bigger. Anything you put in and must also match. So a mom and a dad, you're going to have an audience of 0, right? Because those two things don't exist together. And then exclude people who match, right? So we would exclude nurses. I don't know why we would exclude nurses, but maybe we don't like them, okay? Exclude them. But you see how this one is additive and these are, I can't ever say that word, so I'm not going to try to say it, diminutive.
Diminutive.
Yeah, okay, cool. So this makes your audience smaller and this will make your audience bigger, okay? Again, for Cody, I would really focus on just location and not this specific targeting, but that way you do know how that works.
You can be more general and cutting because we're smaller.
Right, exactly. Now, if you wanted to target Billings, I would get a little bit more specific about who your ideal client is. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, if you want to hit Missoula, if you want to hit Jackson, Jackson's about the same size as us, I think, but it's a totally different market. Budgeting, this is where your cost comes in. So once you've set your targeting, right, budgeting block is above the targeting block. Skip the budgeting block, go to the targeting block, do that first, because it'll tell you how big your audience is. So I set this one up for, I think it was just 25 miles outside of Cody. The audience size is 9,200, and everybody wants to talk about how nobody in Cody's on Facebook. BS, because there they are, okay? So 9,200 people, it's all math. So we want to take that 9,200 people and divide it by 14 days. We only want to run an ad for 14 days for ad fatigue. So if you run an ad beyond, that's kind of the sweet spot. All of my testing, all of my doing, 14 days is the sweet spot because people get tired of the ad. They've seen it over and over and over again. You guys are finally getting tired of that ad for this class, right? It's like, all right, I'm done. So we want to you take that audience size, you divide it by 14 days, and that's what your minimum daily reach number should be. So it's going to tell you what your estimated daily results are, 719. So 9,200 divided by 14 was like 690 or something, right? So I set my budget so that this number would hit a 14th of this larger number. And that means that all of my ads will see all of my audience. Does that make sense to everybody? If your budget allows, double the number. So when you have it dialed in, whatever this number is, double it. Because I was running ads for this class. You guys were seeing them all the time. I was spending, I think, $12 a day. We'll look and see. Right? But I can reach all of Cody for $5. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if you could double it, you're seeing a whole lot more and over and over and over again.
So would you do it like maybe once a month or once every 2 months to where you could do more to get a bigger audience?
Yes. So I recommend doing 14 days, running your ads, taking a 14-day break, right? Let it rest, then run ads for 14 more days. You can run them back to back to back, but do an entirely different offer.
I was going to say,
Yep.
Change it up.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Because ad fatigue will hit. And then, it keeps your spending down. If you're doing one campaign a month, your spending is down, and it's a whole lot easier to track revenue that came in that month to that campaign, right?
And this is not by boosting an ad. Even though it looks similar, it's not.
It's not boosting. We're going to build an ad together.
Okay. I'm like, that's what it looks like when I boost.
But you don't have this option, do you?
No.
All right. So this is why we don't boost, because there's options. And in the targeting for boosting, there's less options than through Ads Manager. So there are options, but less.
Right. Okay.
When you do the placements for your ads, do not put them all over anywhere. How many of you have ever clicked on a right column ad? Like you're on the desktop of Facebook and you click on the ads in the right column. Have you ever clicked on it? Mm-hmm. Why would you pay to put your ad there? Because Facebook is charging you every time somebody sees your ad. So if it shows up on somebody's desktop, you're paying for that, but nobody has ever clicked on it. I have taught Facebook ads 100 times and nobody's ever clicked on one of those. Why would you show your ad there? It's a waste of ad spend. So we want feeds, stories and reels, do them, but only if you're willing to create a different size ad, right? So a story and a reel is a full screen experience. So you need to create your newsfeed ad, which is square or a little bit vertical. But then if you're going to do a story and a reel, you need a full screen option to go with that ad creative, right? Don't do the in-stream ads. I don't know about you, but anytime I'm scrolling reels and I come across somebody's video ad, I scroll right past it because I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. I don't want to look at that. Take it off. Take off search results. Take off messages. Takes off apps and sites. This is like display ads, like you can pay for through Google. We don't want to do that because that's just annoying. Nobody clicks on. I've never clicked on one of those in my entire life. Why waste the ad spend? So we want to focus on feeds, and then in the feeds one, you only want these. Marketplace is where all the cheap people are. We don't want those people. Facebook video feeds, right column. This is where that right column is. We don't want that. Explore, all that stuff. We want it to look, we want everything we create to look natural in the feed and not look like an ad. And so how do we do that effectively with this placement? And that keeps your ad costs down as well, because it will only show the ads in the natural flow of things. Does that make sense? Any questions about placement?
Which ones are when you have a post and it's a little bitty tick across the bottom of the post?
That's going to be your in-stream stuff. We don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't.
pretty annoying.
They're so annoying. I'm there to scroll, not to buy something. And we're there to watch funny videos, not to buy something.
We want to see cats.
And it gets in the way of
It does.
things.
I don't like that. And think about how that affects the reputation of your brand, right?
Mhm.
The mental image of your brand for being annoying versus the mental image of your brand. It just looks like a normal post, right?
Mhm.
Like that's what we want. That matters. So best practices. Ad creative. We want to use at least 5 different ad creatives. So 5 different photos per ad. And I will show you how to do that. Because again, Facebook has spent billions of dollars building this system. Use it because they're going to show all 5 of those to everybody. And then the one that does the best, that's where they're going to put all your money. Because I guarantee you every single time I've run an ad, I'm like, ooh, this image, this is the winner. And it's the loser every single time. Every single time. So if you have 5, you have better chance that something actually catches. And then you want 5 different primary text. You want 5 different headlines. All of your ads should go to one call to action. Get my coupon, get information about my school, save 10% on your dress, whatever it is, it should all go to one call to action. Do not put different calls to action across all of your ad. Again, we want to make them look natural in the newsfeed. Auto settings to turn off. And again, when we walk through the ad, I will show you where these are. But you want to turn off multi-advertiser ads. That's when your ad pops up and then another one pops up right underneath or vice versa. So we don't want to share our screen time with somebody else. So we turn those off. Reach more people likely to respond to your ads. That's going to take all of the targeting work you did and throw it in the trash and let Facebook do its own thing. You know your client better than Facebook does. We're turning that off. Now, if you have money to throw away, test it. But if we don't have money to throw away and we want to be very specific about who we're reaching, turn it off. Advantage plus audience, again, that's really the same thing, is you're telling Facebook, here, you go find my audience. Facebook doesn't know your client like you do, so turn it off. We always want to use the custom audience options. We don't want to, again, that advantage plus audience is the automation. We want to use a custom one. And then we want to build a manual campaign and not let Facebook run it for us. By letting Facebook run it for us, you're going to miss things because they're going to spend your money how they want to spend your money, not you telling them how to spend your money, right? And that's one of the things that you can't do with boosting, right? Like you can't turn off these individual settings so that you know that your money's going the right place. Does that make sense? I say, does that make sense a lot? I'm sorry, guys. So this is the custom conversions thing. I don't know that I'll have time to show you one of these today specifically. So this is all you'll get on custom conversions. So tailored tracking. So we know that they saw the ad. We know that they saw the landing page. And we know that they signed up for my get information on the school. So by setting up a custom conversion, we know how they went through this entire funnel. Okay. And then insights, of course, because then you know I need 25 people to see my ad to get one lead or one sale or one coupon download, whatever it is. You can identify the key actions, set up the custom conversion, and then monitor it and optimize it. Don't leave it to chance, right? Like stay on top of it, watch it. I'm notorious for this. When I start an ad, I'm watching it like a hawk, and my husband gets on to me all the time because he's like, just leave it alone. And I can't because I'm like, I have to watch and make sure it works, right? I'm very like numbers driven. Yeah, I want to win, and I want to see the numbers showing that I'm winning. Which is why you should hire me, because I like to win. All right. So, and then again, funnel stages, right? So ad click, they saw the details page, they downloaded the coupon, right? We want to take them through some funnel somewhere. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Analyzing performance and ROI. Every single ad you run should have a direct cost to revenue path. If you cannot track that this ad should bring me revenue right here, then don't run the ad. It's not going to do you any good to boost a post because you can't track a sale from that post, right? Like not typically. You have a very special use case and you got extremely lucky, and I'm so proud of you. However, if you can't
Thank you for coming this moment.
I was highly considering you, but the scholarship thing was a definite.
Yeah, just pushed it over the top.
Yep.
All right. So the idea is that run the ad to a very specific revenue generation point so that you can track that customer and know that you made money on the back end, because otherwise all of this is lost and you have no way to track that your ad dollars went to revenue. When you're building your funnel, right? So you're getting views, but nobody's clicking through to your page. Either your creative, your copy, your messaging, or your targeting is off. Only tweak one at a time, right? So you're running an ad and people are seeing it, but nobody's clicking on it. Fix your call to action. Try that. That didn't work. Okay. Fix your creative. Maybe your image sucks. Try that. That doesn't work. Then fix your targeting. Maybe your targeting's off. Maybe take off some of the parameters you put on, right? But if you only tweak one thing at a time, then you know what the tweak was that made the change. If you try to change all four of them at the same time, you're not going to know which change made the difference for you.
Question.
Yes.
How long do you give each tweak? So the creative, you're running a 14-day ad, do you give that a week and see if it changed and then change something else? Do you change the one thing through your 14-day cycle on that ad and see what happened?
So
the next ad?
In general, Facebook takes 3 to 7 days to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm seeing some traction, I'll probably leave it closer to 7 days. If I'm seeing zero traction at 3 days, I'm switching it. Does that make sense? So it depends on the ad. It depends on the targeting.
So you're making a change. You're changing your targeting. Mm-hmm. You're giving it 3 days. See what the analytics say.
Yep.
If there's some positive, leave it alone. Change something else possibly.
Yep.
If you're seeing zero traction, put it back to where it was.
Change something else.
Something else.
Yep.
Throw things at people.
Exactly. I like to throw things at people. Yeah.
Look us up, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, but that 3 to 7 day window, it is all about watching it, right? You have to have eyeballs on it to know if it's working or not. And then, okay, so let's say they're seeing the ad and they're clicking on it, but then they aren't converting at the bottom, then there's something wrong with your landing page. The landing page sucks. The offer that you promised them on the ad is not clear to them on the landing page, or the form doesn't work. You know how many times I've run ads and the form is broken? And I'm like, why isn't this working? And the form is broken. So test your form. Sorry, those are my kids. Test your form, because every time, just test your form. Does that make sense for everybody? Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm ready to build an ad together. Are you guys ready to build an ad together? We have 30 minutes. Who wants to volunteer a situation? All right, go.
Okay, so prom.
Okay.
We have our open house.
Okay.
Historically, there's a lot of people out of town because there's two soccer games, and track is out of town.
Mm-hmm. So you want to sell prom dresses?
I want to sell a prom dress to the people who are in town, who aren't at the, or they want to leave a game or leave the soccer game, knowing that they want to be sweating and come try on a dress. I don't know.
Okay. So when is your open house?
The 5th and 6th
of April.
Mm-hmm.
So like in 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're a little late.
But that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Because I don't think. Well, obviously we're not boosting anymore. Thank you for that.
Yes.
But
Water.
I don't feel like
Screen recording.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Okay.
feel like my boost is. Well, obviously it's not boosted.
Right. It's not doing what you want. So let's build an ad, because I want you to be able to take this. Like, I'll send you a screen recording so you can just copy what I'm doing. Okay. So I want you to be able to take this and go do it at your office. You can't you can't, I'm sorry, that's mine, isn't it? You can't run an event ad at this point. It's just going to be a total waste of money. So let's run an ad to a coupon, right? I don't care if you up the price of your dresses by 25% and offer a 10% coupon. I don't care how you do it, but we're going to say 10% off your dress. And then we're going to do a lead conversion so that at the back end, they're like, get the coupon, they land on the landing page, get the coupon, and then they convert on the back end. So I'm going to walk you through how to make that ad, because when is prom? End of April?
Well, I mean, we do all of Big Warm Basin, but Cody's is the 26th.
Okay, so we have time.
Yeah.
Cool. So that will work. So let's do that. And then we're going to go to the Meta Business Suite. Who knows how to get into their Meta Business Suite?
Not me.
Okay, did you see how I just clicked on Meta Business Suite in that left-hand column? I'm recording this, so I can send it to all of you if you will leave me an email address.
But you're running on an Apple, so it is going to look different on everybody's.
This is on the web.
Okay.
This is not an Apple app. This is just a web
Mine
browser.
never has it on that side.
I will come and look.
Okay, where was it?
So on the left-hand column, you're going to go to Facebook. You're going to switch into your page. I can go back. Hang on.
You have to do it from the desktop, don't you?
Yes, you have to do this from a desktop. You cannot do this from your phone. It will not work.
Oh, okay.
That'd be why.
Okay.
Like, I can't find it either.
All right, so I'm in my page. See the little icon in the top right?
And my last question is, can you get into your Meta Business Suite off your Meta Business app?
But you can't do this.
Okay.
You have to do this from a computer.
It has to be on a desktop.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and then, so I'm in my page. Over here on the left, it says Meta Business Suite. See it? We're going to click on that.
Okay.
We're going to go into the Meta Business Suite.
Can I just?
I'm screen recording it. I'll email it to you. I have your email. Okay, so I'm in the wrong page. So I'm going to switch over to the right page. And then Ads Manager on the left. See that? Ads Manager. And then we're going to go to Campaigns. So these are all the campaigns I've run recently. And ad spend. And I'll come in here and test stuff. Like I'll look at targeting and I'll look it up. So that new traffic campaign right there, that's not actually a real ad. I was just playing because I wanted to see something. Okay. So do that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to go to create an ad. So the thing that we're doing for Courtney, we're building Courtney an ad here, and we want a lead campaign. And the reason we want a lead campaign is because we want people to land on a landing page, and we don't have one. We'll build one. Not a big deal. And then we want a thank you page on the other side. So that lead means that it got a lead because it switched over to the thank you page. So we're going to go leads. And then this is where it asks you, do you want us to do it or do you want to do it yourself? You always pick do it yourself because you don't want Facebook spending your money how they want to. So manual leads campaign. I think that eventually the Facebook Ads Manager will get to the point where you can just let them do it and it'll work great. They're not there yet. They just need more time. And so we're going to name the campaign. So prom dresses 2025, right? Because we want to know that that's what we're doing. And I would say 10% coupon. So you see these things, we're going to leave them off. We're going to leave off the Advantage campaign budget. We're going to leave off the A/B test. We're just going to click next. This is your ad set. So the way that Facebook works is there's 3 different levels of your ad. You have the ad, and then you have the ad set, and then you have the, this is campaign, not ad. Campaign, ad set, and then your ad. This is where you set your budget, and it's spent across every single ad here, however many you have, right? The budget is divided amongst those. And this is why we do 5 of them, because it'll only spend what we tell it to spend, but it'll put it towards the best one that does what we want it to do, okay? All right, so we want the conversion to be on the website. So we want people to land on our webpage and sign up for this coupon. We want to maximize the number of conversions, right? We don't care how many people click on it or how many unique people we reach. We want people to sign up for this coupon. That's the goal. That's what we're going to tell Facebook we want. And again, remember I said we're going to skip the budget and schedule and do targeting first. So it's got United States set up. You would probably sell a prom dress to somebody in Texas, but that's not our goal. So we're going to put in Cody.
Can you just put in one town or can you put more? Like
You can put more, right?
Oh, okay.
So
Or
I
you
could
see the
do
plus-
Powell.
25 miles.
Okay.
Yep. So I can do, but I can add additional places too. So I can add Powell Wyoming. So see how there's 2 in there now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Powell. Maybe I don't want to be 25 miles out of Powell. Maybe I only want to be 10. See that? And then we could add Lovell,
We
right?
want 25, so you'll get level.
Yeah. Or you could target Lovell separately as its own thing because maybe you don't want all the rural area. Or maybe you do.
Maybe you know what the dates of each prom.
Right, and so you hit
can
each one.
target
Yep.
specifically.
Exactly. And you can get so specific there. And so this is where that reach more people, likely to respond to your ads. We don't want that because it's going to find people in Jackson. It's not our client. And this is where it's telling you that they're trying to use the Advantage Plus audience. We don't want that. We want to create our own audience because we don't want Facebook spending our money all willy-nilly. So we're going to switch to original audience options and be like, wait, are you sure we can save you money? No, they can't. They cannot. All right. So now I've got it set up to Cody and Powell, and then we can do age, gender. So do we want to target the moms or the kids?
Both.
Both?
Because a lot of kids don't bring in their parents anymore.
Well, then I'm going to leave it broad because then you're going to hit everybody. If you wanted to target the children, then we would do ages 16 to probably 19 because you do have some older ones, and then just show them beautiful pictures of dresses. And then if we wanted to hit the moms, then we would target moms of kids. So let me show you what that looks like. Parents of teenagers 13 to 17. We can specifically target that group and say, this is who we want to.
So that little thing kind of almost works like a hashtag. Like if
Not exactly. It's looking at their Facebook profile and saying, oh, this person has a teenager in this age group. It's being very specific.
Would you say that hashtags
more
are almost more harmful to your business? Because I don't know if anybody's been on TikTok and there's no hashtags on that video and it shows it to you and it's like, oh, it's very relatable, but it has no hashtags on it or anything, but somehow it still made its way to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you there. I know that Instagram has made the move to being more of a search engine. And so they told you not to, they said, don't stop using hashtags, but also have a keyword list.
Gotcha.
Like keywords and then just word, comma, right?
Okay.
Without the hashtag. Was what I last heard. I focus more heavily on a different strategy for social media than just posting. So, and I can talk about that in another class too. Like you guys tell me what you need and I will fill you in. So we could do that. We could target the parents, but we don't want to do that. We're going to leave it really broad, but this is how you would get into those different things. And so if I say parents, let me put that back up here, right? And then define further is how I get to those things and must also match income. Maybe we only want the richest of the rich people, top 5%. Right?
But now your daily clicks went to 0.
Right. So you have to watch that so that you don't which is why I'm saying in Cody, doing this is not going to serve you. Just let it be broad. But for a national campaign, you're going to want to get the specific because you're going to reach the exact right people. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Or if I'm-
don't care about your 10% off the coupon.
Right. But you're gonna send them something different, right? Like you're going to speak to the right person.
Oh, I was just gonna say, with the cities and everything. Say I'm wanting to do a training in Dallas, Texas.
Yep.
I'm gonna target Dallas, Texas.
Correct.
So.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to leave that. This is where you change placements. It's telling me that it's going to do the Advantage Plus placements. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to edit that. And then I'm going to do manual placements. And do you see how it's got all these selected automatically? We don't want any of this stuff. I'm just going to uncheck all of it. Stories and reels, because I'm not willing to make the extra graphics, right? We don't want marketplace. Those are people looking for free stuff. We don't have free stuff. Just feeds, because we want to show up naturally. Now, not to say that there's not a specific use case where you would want to use one of these other ones, right? But for this purpose, and for most purposes, this is where you want to be.
You're pretty much saying that messing with marketplace is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's irritating because you're going to find a specific thing and they pull up all these things and half the time they're not even in your area anyway.
Yep. Yeah. Marketplace, I think they need to do some more programming on Marketplace, honestly. Just so that you don't get that like content that you don't even care to see, that's not even here or where you are. So But yes, I would say marketplace is a waste of time and money.
Guess I'm out.
It's more just like, kind of like the classifieds, mainly just buy and sell rather than, used products or whatever, rather than.
Yep, exactly. Like
It's
if
like
somebody's looking,
like an online thrift store.
exactly. You don't want somebody looking for a used prom dress. We want somebody who wants to shop in a boutique for a prom dress, right? So that's going to be the difference. Not to say that there wouldn't be a specific use case for marketplace, right? There may be, maybe you have last year's dresses and you just want to get rid of them. Okay, that would be a specific use case. But in general, for most business practices, we don't want to be on the cheap sites. We don't want a web form, so I'm trying to create the ad.
I'm with you there, sister.
So I don't do Facebook lead form ads. They have never worked for me. I have tested them in multiple different opportunities. They don't work. I get junk that comes to it. It's all bots. I'm convinced it's all bots. I don't want that. I want a real person. And so I don't do the lead forms. So I turn that off here. And so we would put the website of the landing page in this bar, right? So all of this stuff stays the same. So I'm using my Facebook page. I want to create the ad. I want to upload my images right here. Single images. You can do a carousel or a collection. You could try that. I would stick to single images first and see, or A/B test the two different ones and see which one does better. So we're going to tell them where we want to go. This is the landing page. And then where is my conversion? Website conversion. Oh. So this is a custom conversion that I have set up. So it's back in the ad set. I'm sorry I missed it. This is where we would set up those custom conversions in a different time and place, and that transfer to the thank you page we would set up as a custom conversion, and then we would be able to select it here. You name it, whatever, 10% off prom dresses. Right? And so there's different options in here, but we did a custom conversion. And then I would upload my images. Where's my images? Set up ad creative, do an image ad. I'm going to upload my image. Let's go with one of these Facebook ad classes. Next. Primary text. See how it gives you more options? So 1, 2. We want to do 5 of these because it's going to test one image against 5 different things. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do a headline. 1, 2.
So essentially, you're running 5 different ads in your ad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And and then you can decide which.
We're letting the algorithm decide that.
Okay.
So it's going to take our 5 creatives, so our 5 images, our 5 different primary texts, our 5 different headlines, and mix and match them until it finds the winner, and then it's going to put all the money behind that.
Okay.
So
same ad, ended up in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
New
different verbiage, different call to action. You want the call to action goal to be the same, right? We want them to get a 10% coupon, but word it differently. Say, save 10% with this coupon. Download your coupon, right? They're all going to the same thing, but they're worded a little bit differently because one will work better than the other one. And I promise you the one that you thought would win will not win.
So does Facebook does it automatic? So it goes to the one that's working the best?
Mm-hmm. Automatically.
After
as soon as it's done learning, 3 to 7 days. And that 3 to 7 day window, you should start to see one is taking off.
So after 7 days, Facebook's just putting the one campaign out there.
Yes.
The one image.
Yep. And then a description, call to action. This verbiage is really kind of important. So if we're doing a download your coupon, you would want to say download because we're telling them exactly what they're getting. If it's about the school, I would pick learn more because we want them to go to the landing page to learn more to then here, let us send you an info packet, put in your email address, right? So the verbiage needs to align with what you're giving them. So then you click next and done. And then in order to get our 5 different images, right? So we have 5 different descriptions, 5 different call to actions, 5 different, all of those things. We're going to duplicate the ad 5 times or 4 times. Sorry. This makes it so much easier. You don't have to do it over and over and over again. And now I just go in and I change that image on each one right here. So edit the media, choose a different image, next, done. And it saved all of that stuff from the first one.
Are you going to do the same call to action though?
Yes.
Typically?
Yes. You want for the call to action on the ad, yeah. Unless you have some reason that you wouldn't want to do that, but usually it's the same one.
Yeah.
Special use cases, for sure. You could try a different one, but I wouldn't personally.
Because now you're trying multiple things at the same time.
Right, and you don't know which one's working and which one's not. Now, if you want to test two very different things, there is a way to go in and do A/B testing. And I'd be happy to sit down with somebody and show you how to do that, but that's a little more advanced for our class today. So that's what I have. Does anybody have any questions about any of this stuff?
I do, but I don't even know where to start.
So
You hire me.
yeah. I would, because what she does is she taught me how to use Canva, where you can put Wink Beauty Academy in,
Canva. Yeah.
but she'll teach you how to have AI regenerate the same image or something very similar, but 5 ads with that same image. So then you already have all of that pre-made. So
Keep
it kind
the
of
batch
takes the,
stuff in one of our other 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, at Cody Club, I taught about batching.
yeah, that's so helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other questions? I love
Kind
Canva.
of badass.
It is.
Yeah,
And they
she
keep
does-
making
I
it better.
dipped my little finger in.
Yeah.
My wife is really good with Canva.
Yeah. Well, and what I really love about Canva is Canva doubled their prices recently. And when everybody started leaving in Exodus, they said, we're so sorry. We put our prices back. Please come back. But the fact that they were willing to listen, they were probably still making more money, but they knew that they messed up and they reverted back. And so as a company, that means a lot to me. Yep.
Super smart too. So
Yep.
And they're tying into all of this. Like,
There's
Yes.
always going to be somebody who
The
comes along and tries
Shopify,
to offer a
Yep.
better price.
Exactly.
Yep. Especially if they're starting out.
The
They don't
free
start out
version's
really high. They
Exactly.
start out like a-
Yeah. And the pro version of Canva is like $13 a month. Like, why would you not pay for
I was
that?
gonna say it's like $15 a month.
I think
But
that's
the
only
the
reason
free
I haven't
version's
worked
great.
with
I mean, for
Canva.
what you're gonna want to do, I think the free version would probably be okay. But you can. If
Yeah.
you're, I mean,
I like the pro version. I would say go with the pro version, personally.
Because
Any-
the CapCut,
I mean, I use the
that
pro
and I
version,
pay for it.
Yeah. CapCut's another good one.
And I like it, but I noticed like because she does the Canva and she can do way more. I don't know. She just does some. Maybe it's just because I don't understand all of it, but yeah. So
Maybe
Yeah.
some classes and just running things like
but most people
Like-
don't
like
do
process
Canva
from-
with CapCut.
Idea to back end. What classes would you guys like to see? Let me write those down.
the Google one.
Google Ads. What else?
I think you should do your Canva batching,
Canva batching.
like a more intimate group setting like this,
Okay.
where we can bring our stuff.
Yeah. Bring your computer and do the work. What else would you guys like to see me teach? Is there one like hole in your business that you're like, I have to solve this?
Retaining clients. Not that I don't, but that's my focus now.
Okay. Have you done a loyalty program?
I just thought about a loyalty program.
Do that for sure.
So this first year of business has been great. I've had a smile on my face the whole time, but I have felt like I've been spinning in circles, throwing darts in the dark, underwater,
Mhm.
and not really using darts just to money.
Yeah.
And it's just really clear today that I'm like, yeah, that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, of
Do
course.
you have a system to track all of your analytics and
Didn't even know it
happening with all your
existed.
stuff?
I just
How are
thought
you processing credit cards?
through Square.
Square has a loyalty program. It's like I think $10 a month, but they promoted, was it loyalty or marketing through Square?
Mhm.
And that has just changed because the minute somebody dips their chip, it automatically has their email or their phone number tied to
Mhm.
it, and it'll automatically send them the minute they pull out that card. They have something that they can sign up for right then. And then it's really helpful, but
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about email marketing? Is anybody using email marketing?
No, but want to.
How effective is that? I've heard pros and cons.
Email marketing, you could give me $1, I'd give you 40 back. Yeah. Hands down. No question.
Underwater in the dark spinning.
You should just hire me and I'll just take care of it.
I was going to run out of the room down the hallway to sign up already.
Okay.
So
He will get you signed up. We would love to have you. Anything else? Anything else? Any other questions? Anything not related to today? You can probably turn that off, 9.